Hello and welcome. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to say a special thank you to EchoBird Social. EchoBird handles our social media and has expertly guided us through our fledgling online experience. They take care of your marketing needs so well, you'll want to stay with them forever. EchoBird Social. Thank you. We'd be lost without you. My friends, my name is Tori Doctor, and I am the playwright behind Stories of Arlyrus, Anaax, and The Piper. Each one of these stories is an original standalone play that ties into the world of Off the Beaten Path. This work has never been read aloud before, and many of these actors had never even met each other before signing on here mere moments ago. Please do consider this the first official table read. We may have to stop and reset at various moments this after Eve. I would like to say a special thank you to my generous patrons without whom these online events wouldn't be possible. So please do consider supporting Off the Beaten Path, Stories of Arlyrus, and the Greater Companions trilogy. For as little as $2 US a month, you can see to it that this world continues to grow. This 90-minute table read is sponsored by EchoBird Social and by our new artist, Lynn Redder Art and Illustrations. Welcome aboard, Lynn. Lastly, all of the music you hear tonight was done by OBP Musical and our fantasy musical commissions. If you have a musical piece that you would like composed for a fantasy character or a tabletop role-playing game, let us know, and we can do that for you. OBP Musical. Find us on TikTok. Enjoy the show.
I was a guest of the former king right before he died, a young and up-and-coming bard full of peace and full of pride. While there I met a piper, the best I'd ever seen. They all called her Herald, a name fit for a queen. She played the pipes magically, it would take your breath away. Within 3 notes you'd fall in love like I did on that day. Now the king had a steward, and he was no fan of bards. He looked at us with more disdain than all the castle guards. He caught the 2 of us under the sheets of his own bed. With anger he swore if we returned he'd have our heads. Now Harold was not the type who took things lightly from his kind. She claimed she would return and stick her pipes up his behind. The months they passed, but Harold was not likely to forget. She always followed through on every veiled threat. She played the pipes magically, it took my breath away. The strength she had made me fall in love more and more and more each day. The steward died and many cried as they laid him in the ground. But as the high priest eulogized, everybody heard the sound. It had a familiar tone as if a certain pipe was blown. Harold laughed as the steward's gas let out one final moan. She played the pipes magically, even dead you'd hear them play. Don't scorn the piper is what I learned when I think about that day. She played the pipes magically, it would take your breath away. Within 3 notes you'd fall in love like I did on that day.
Prologue.
And then they were doomed to wander Gloomhaven for all eternity.
Mr. Anaax, are you sure that's how it happened?
Miss Gilly, that is exactly how it happened.
You're telling me that these 2 lovers still wander the forest to this very day, but they can never touch?
Come closer, sweet Gilly.
Gilly takes a step closer to Anaax, so they are almost nose to nose.
That's precisely what I'm saying. Now, my dear sweet Miss Gilly, would you be so dear as and kind to let me out of this jail cell?
Very funny, Mr. Anaax.
Gilly steps away and starts to leave.
Oh, wait!
What is it, Mr. Anaax? I have to serve other prisoners their gruel.
In all of the infinite halls that line the infinite shelves in the library of present histories, there perches one distinct tome. A tome that tells of a long-forgotten world, where all universes converge into one. Within this tome lies a legendary map. A map that ties together all of the known worlds.
Scene 1. A lavish sleeping quarters.
Tell me, Anaax, lover of maidens of the keep.
Oh, you shouldn't pigeonhole me like that. I'm missing out on the rest of the kingdom.
Maidens of the kingdom, then.
Why must I stop at maidens?
You really know how to make a woman feel special.
My dear, I love everyone, but I do not make love to everyone.
Not enough time in the day for that?
Oh, you know full well that I don't just do it in the day. Well, come to think of it, first maidens, now days. You are insistent that I cut out at least half of the best things in life.
Could you ever see yourself settling down?
My dear, I settle up.
What do you mean?
I'm settled when I'm up and always moving. And no matter how hard I try, I find it very difficult to move when I'm down.
Funny. I've no issues moving when I'm down.
And that, my sweet Grace, is why I'm risking life and limb with our little tryst. Because if the steward knew we were in his bed, he'd have my little head.
Oh no, not the little one. That's the best one.
I'm not sure if I should be offended or flattered.
Both. So, when can we do this again?
You mean make love in the steward's bed?
Just the first part is fine with me.
I'll be playing it off the beaten path for a fortnight. Send word.
I wish I could hear you play again. You are captivating.
Oh, you are too kind by far. You should get dressed. The ceremony will be ending soon, and the steward may need to primp and prance in this little room.
Why do you tease him so?
Oh, so many reasons. You still have the pendant?
I do. I hate the man as much as you do, but this... it's so... intimate.
I know.
Scene 2. The Keep. The steward is hustling through the keep's halls.
Why didn't you notify me sooner?
I notified you as soon as I discovered it, Master Steward.
Well, not nearly soon enough. This culprit, whoever it is, will face my wrath. This is the third time this month.
Second.
Do not correct me, Grace.
Of course. What was I thinking?
You weren't.
The steward stops, looking directly into Grace's eyes. His face softens.
I'm sorry. I was too rash. Grace.
A page comes running and whispers in the steward's ear.
Grace, see to it that the chambers are remade.
Yes, Master Steward.
But after you fed yourself, you look famished.
Yes, Master Steward.
The steward watched Grace head towards the kitchens. He then doubled back towards his own chambers. Once inside, he closed the door.
You really should lock your doors.
Captain, you startled me. This door was locked, I assure you.
Oh, I didn't mean that one.
But that's the only... So, that's how they do it. Oh, you must tell me, where is this door?
No, I must tell you nothing, steward.
Of course. Forgive me.
The king is displeased. Vespilio is traveling to Karsus under the guise of getting his twins baptized at Seer Fall. He is already well within the country's borders, and while their feud is not public, it's only a matter of time before it becomes so.
And what does the king desire of me?
Well, you were Vespilio's friend as a child. Renew that friendship and help him see reason.
As his majesty wishes.
Your bed is rather unkept.
The condition of my bed linens is none of your concern, Captain Vance.
Is it not?
It is, in point of fact, not.
And I say it is. In point of fact that you have been at the celebration all morning, so either someone other than you has been in your bed or your servant has been derelict in her duties. Either answer makes me not at all happy.
I am not and will not be compromised, Captain.
Oh, I'll be the judge of that.
Is that a threat?
No, it's my job. Keep a close eye on your servant. The king, as in all things, wants to be kept apprised. Now turn around and face the door.
What? Why?
Do as you're told. Turn around, walk up to the door, and face it.
I don't see what...
As you're told, steward. Turn around, walk up to the door, and face it.
The steward turns and heads to the door. Before he even makes it, he hears a click, followed by a grind of stone on stone. He turns to see Captain Vance gone.
How in Karsus' name?
He starts to search. Scene 3, off the beaten path inn.
What do you mean someone has taken my spot?
Just what I said, someone took your spot.
Farnham, look, I need to work to make coin.
Correction, you need to work to pay for room and board. The coin you get from the patrons.
Well,
And you've not been here 2 nights in a row.
To be fair,
To be fair, I let you off the hook far too often.
And I appreciate that, Farnham.
And you were gone for 3 days before one of the busiest festivals of the year.
I thought you said 2.
2 nights in 3 days.
Well, I'm here now.
I'm telling you, you're not performing.
I'm the best bard in Karsus.
No anymore, you're not.
All right. Who is it? Is it Dandelion? Tom? Oh, tell me it's not Tom. Or Kavoth?
It's not Kavoth.
Good. That guy always makes a story about him. Who is it?
Dunno, she just calls herself the Piper.
The Piper? Oh, good. Will she play Fearless Tasselhoff for everyone? What about Bavmorda's Lament? Ugh.
Gonna play Theon's Lullaby.
Theon's... That's impossible to play on the pipes.
Well, she does it, lad. And she does it well. Now get out of my way. No! I swear, where is that Lee lad? I swear, no!
Farnham heads back towards the kitchen as an attractive woman takes the stage.
Well, let's see how good you are, bardic thief. And then she started to play. Within the first few notes, I knew that we were listening to something special. At first, it was just the pipes. The first few notes clear and breathy, but then somehow she wove a minor illusion so that a hammered dulcimer echoed the melody, then switched to play a complementary harmony until the choir came in. It was beautiful. I was in awe. It was all with so little effort. She captivated me in all the ways that mattered most. Who was this piper? I had to know. Then a moment came where I thought she would falter. She wove in horns and strings, the tension building. Surely it was going to be too much for her to play, and weaving all these individual illusions while all continuing to concentrate. And the choir, and the drums, and the strings and horns ascended into a crescendo like no other. And I saw him. I actually saw Theon riding into battle, facing his foes head on. I was there amidst the battle. We saw him fall. He cried out, but never stopped fighting, even when he was overtaken. It was then that the illusion dissolved, and I was once again within the walls of Off the Beaten Path. I found myself weeping. I looked around and I realized that I wasn't the only one.
Scene 4. Seer Fall. Vespilio sits astride his horse as Avalon plays with the children in the shallows.
Get back here, you cheeky little girl.
My sweet, we must be off soon.
Oh, Visp, let them play. Soon enough they will have princes asking for their hand.
And I shall deny them the honor. None are so fine as to have my daughter's betrothal.
You are so old-fashioned.
Is it because I use the word betrothal?
No, it's because you're old-fashioned. You have company. I shall leave you to it.
Carter arrives, travel-worn.
Carter, what's the word from the capital?
The celebrations are going ahead as planned. It seems the king did not heed your warning.
The man is a fool.
Sir, if I may.
Please, enlighten me.
Things are falling into place too easily. I'm worried it could be a trap.
Worry not. Young Carter, I have planned for that eventuality as well.
Of course, I didn't mean.
Sadly, the king's faculties are on a downward spiral. Carsis is closer to falling than anyone of the nobles knows. We have to be covert, and we have to get our infrastructure in place sooner rather than later. If Carsis falls, we are all at the mercy of everyone from Carrick Thundertree in the north to Camor across the strait. I won't allow that to happen.
Visp, come. The girls are playing in the waterfall. They want to see their father.
Of course, my love. Rest assured, I have everything under control. Now, to be a dad to those two little girls.
For the life of me, I can't tell the two of them apart.
It's simple once you know what to look for.
And what's that?
Asira is always the sweet one.
Scene 5. Off the Beaten Path Tavern.
You were very good.
Thank you.
Where are you from? I don't quite place the accent.
I am from everywhere.
Oh, that's a lot of places.
I know.
So? Whiterun? Styria? Hyrule?
What do you want?
Perhaps we got off on the wrong start. My name is Anaax.
Oh, so you're Anaax.
Oh, I'm flattered you know of me.
I don't.
But you just said that
I know the name Anaax because that's the name of the person who left Farnham high and dry. It's also the name that was stitched inside all of the purple clothing I had to vacate into the hall. So no, I don't know you, but I know your pack was left in the hall, along with your loot.
My loot?
Yeah.
In the hallway?
Yeah.
You put my loot in the hallway?
Don't get her small clothes in a knot, princess.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means his undergarments, you know, it's a...
No, the princess part.
Just, it means he's,
He's what?
precious?
Oh, then you should have used Farnham.
Duly noted.
If you need me, I'll be in my room.
What about a coin they tossed your way?
I'm not a witcher. You can pick it up and hold on to it for me. I don't respond well to people throwing coins in my general direction. They can hand it to me if they want to be polite.
Piper exits.
Well, that just happened.
She scares me.
Oh, me too. I think I'm in love.
Again? That makes the third time this week.
Well, fourth. There was another at the keep, but this one is different.
How so?
She hates me.
Scene 6, the council chambers. Queen Caitlin, King August, and Captain Vance are meeting.
Captain, what have you to report?
Little. There have been murmurings of an attack of some sort, but we can't pin it down. It's all rumor and speculation.
Are you still on that wild goose chase, Captain?
Your Majesty.
My sources tell me that there is no planned attack on Karsus. That it is I that is the target, not the city itself.
Your sources, Majesty. Why am I not aware of these sources? Who are they and what are they saying?
Captain,
worry not about these sources. They are unreliable at best. Gus puts too much stock in rumors and hearsay.
And if I may be so bold as to...
No, you may not.
As you wish.
Altaz!
Majesty.
See the captain out. Our work here is finished.
Altaz and Captain Vance exit together.
I'm sorry, what just happened?
You were dismissed by the Queen.
No, I know that, but why did things suddenly get weird?
Probably because you were in the room.
Are you flirting with me?
Do you think I would come all the way from Stormwind just to flirt with the captain of the King's Guard?
Well, yeah.
You think too much of yourself.
Thanks.
Did you just say thanks?
Oh, yeah. I'm brushing up on my Stormwindian.
Stormwindian. You're lucky you're cute.
No, correction. You're lucky I'm cute. Isn't that your chambers?
It is. Are you passively aggressively warning inside my chambers?
Oh, is that what we're calling it now? We should go inside. Something important just came up.
I can tell. But no, I don't think that would be wise.
Altaz snaps her fingers. The captain is the victim of a hold person spell.
Why did you...
Because it's inappropriate for high-ranking officials to fraternize. Isn't that right, Grace?
Grace, who has been standing there the whole time.
Absolutely.
Now,
Forgive me. I need to get back to work.
Altaz enters her room and closes the door. Grace looks Captain Vance up and down.
Down, boy.
Grace exits with a wink, leaving Captain Vance stuck in place.
I adore that woman.
Scene 6B, back in the jail.
In the meantime, I was following up with the Piper.
Well, one moment, Mr. Anaax. Didn't the captain not trust Miss Grace?
Oh, what makes you say that?
Well, he said what you said he said earlier about not him trusting the master steward's servant.
Maybe it's not the servant that he mistrusts.
Ah, he doesn't trust the steward.
In the meantime...
Well, one more question, Mr. Anaax. With the captain in a state of,
Arousal.
well, I was going to say excitement. Was that not, humiliating for the captain?
Where is your mind, Miss Gilly?
Apparently where yours is all of the time, Mr. Anaax. Mine is a momentary curiosity, whereas yours seems perpetual. Will this story be true?
It is true, Gilly. Every word of it. In the meantime, I was following up with the Piper.
Scene 7, off the beaten path rooms. Anaax is pounding on the Piper's door.
I know you're in there.
I know too.
I need my loot.
I don't have it.
Will you just open the door?
Why?
So I can talk to you.
Well, you're talking to me now.
Correction, I'm yelling at you.
And you wonder why I don't want to open the door.
Look, Piper,
Harold.
What?
My name is Harold.
Your name is Harold?
You really don't want me to open the door for you, do you?
Fine. Harold, I'm sorry.
Well, don't call me that.
Well, you just said your name was Harold.
Piper opens the door.
I know. Now I'm just teasing. Come in.
Thank you. Now, what can I... What do I call you? Harold? The Piper?
People
Piper?
call me Piper. My name is Harold. I'll answer to either.
I'll call you Piper.
That's fine. Most people do. Harold makes most people uncomfortable.
Well, you have to admit that Harold is an odd name for...
For what?
For a woman.
Oh, there it is.
What? Well, there what is?
Well, so many assumptions.
I'm sorry. What is happening?
Assumptions, preconceived notions.
You are so odd.
You are really making me regret opening up that door.
I'm sorry. I'm confused. I'm not usually like this. I usually know what to say.
And why am I different?
Because you are different.
You are so right, and yet you couldn't be further from the truth.
Oh, a puzzle. I like this.
No, not a puzzle, Anaax. It's far simpler than that. You think that I am different, when the truth is, everyone is different. Everyone is uniquely them. And all the while, you're trying to put me in a box with everyone else that has similar traits, when the fact of the matter is you should give everyone their own box.
Wow. That came out of nowhere. You've been waiting to say this for a long time, and we just met.
No, I have been saying this for a long time.
Look, Piper. Harold. I'm sorry for making assumptions about you and who you are. You're right. You deserve your own box.
Everyone
does. I was just about to say that, but I don't like being set up for a trap.
Well, you wouldn't have fallen into the trap if you were watching where you were going.
That's because I didn't expect a trap to be set up.
Point taken. Sometimes I have a habit of starting on the offensive.
Which is understandable if you've been hurt in the past.
More than hurt, Anaax. Far more than hurt.
Why would anybody want to hurt you?
Because I was just like them. I was different.
Scene 7. The road to Karsus. Vespilio is riding alongside Avalon.
Visp, how do you think August will take our arrival?
Not well, I'm afraid, but I will not see Karsus fall to an attack.
Are you sure about the intelligence?
As sure as one can be. Carter may seem young, but he is the son of the former head of a thieves guild. He knows how to get to the bottom of rumors.
That still sits with me poorly.
I know, but trust me, there is no one more loyal.
Visp, I trust you. I trust your faith in Carter, but I still don't know what happened, and that leaves questions.
I know, love. You just have to trust me in this one.
I do. I trust you in all things.
All things?
Most things. Some things? I trust you in this one thing.
You would have made a wonderful monarch.
No, I would have made a terrible monarch. I have too much empathy. Oh, I could lead, but I'd be crushed if any of my choices led to loss. I care far too much.
Asira is just like you, you know.
And Noctis is just like you.
I'm not sure that's a good thing.
You should give yourself more credit. You're not all terrible, not wholly.
Just partially.
Just mostly.
Sir, we have company.
As I suspected.
Shall I intercept them?
Yes.
No. If you want to defuse the situation, I'll intercept them.
Sir?
Don't look at me. She's her own woman. She can do what she wants.
Allow me to at least accompany you.
You're cute, but I don't think they will want to start a war. They just want to escort us. And besides, I've seen you training with the sword. You're good, but I'm better.
Don't look at me. She's won every time against me, too. Let her go, Carter. What can it hurt?
Avalon made her way to Captain Vance on horseback.
You must be Princess Avalon.
Please call me Ava. You must be Captain Vance, head of the King's Guard?
Indeed. Vespilio sends you when it should be him I communicate with?
He thought to send the brains before brawn.
I see. Well, I will have to address him before too long.
I would expect no less, but let us relax a bit. Perhaps we should get to know each other better for to be travel companions.
If you insist.
I'm afraid I do. How is Advisor Altaz doing?
Captain Vance struggled to keep his composure as Avalon thought to herself.
Well done, Carter. Vance didn't see that one coming.
Scene 8. The Keep. Master Steward is in private council with King August and Queen Caitlin.
You summoned me, Majesty?
Yes. I want to know more about the friendship between you and Vespilio.
I see.
Well?
Majesty, it's not something that...
Your king gave you a direct question.
Of course, Majesty, it's just that. And I am sorry to say this, but you were there.
What?
Well, you were there, Majesty, for the vast majority of my time in the Vespilio household.
Of course I was. I was speaking more specifically about the...
falling out?
Yes. That's it. The falling out.
The steward looks to the queen for guidance. Caitlin gives the steward an encouraging nod.
As you recall, Vespilio was like a son to me.
Yes, I recall. A son.
And you, his closest friend.
Go on.
Vespilio's father was a good man. When he died, I promised him that I would take care of Vespilio like a son. And for years I did. I watched you two spend the warmest seasons together, growing closer every cycle. Vespilio was growing into a man of great wisdom. Or so I thought. And you wore the burden of your bloodline with an ease that astounded even the most erudite of scholars. I had suspected then that Vespilio had become jealous, and so I addressed this jealousy as a father would. Majesties, I have no children of my own, and perhaps I felt too comfortable in my role as a father figure. He told me that I presumed too much, that I was only a servant, and that my station was bestowed upon me by the foolish wish of a dying old man. He told me that I had outstayed my welcome, and that he would find a new master of the household. That is when...
I bade you welcome. Yes, I recall it now. He was cruel to you, and for that I am sorry. But now I need to ask you to rekindle your relationship, for the sake of the kingdom, for me.
Your Majesty, if I may be so bold.
Please.
I have only ever loved 3 men. Vespilio's father, Vespilio himself, and now you, Majesty. 2 of them I feared were forever gone. But you bring back a hope, a wish I dared not even dream. I shall do everything in my power to put right the wrongs of the past. I shall bring Vespilio back into the fold.
Oh, you speak from the heart, Master Steward. It speaks to your quality. Karsus is blessed to have you. We are blessed to have you.
When you speak to my old friend...
Yes, Majesty?
I want you to kill him.
Scene 9, the Kingswood. Anaax and the Piper are strolling through a forest.
I'm sorry about your loot.
You think you're sorry about it. Imagine how I feel. Don't worry. You don't owe me a loot.
Oh, I know. I'd like to have heard you play.
Really?
Of course. A lesson in what not to do is always useful.
Oh, really?
I'm kidding. You have this spark about you. I can't quite put my finger on it.
A spark? Ooh, that's halfway to admitting that I'm hot.
Don't put words in my mouth, Anaax.
You really are magnificent when you play.
Just when I play, huh?
Oh, you have me flummoxed when you're not. You are a riddle, Herald, and I would give anything to play like you.
Do you ever wish you could be a druid?
A druid? No, I can't say that I have. Although changing shape could have its advantages. Why do you ask?
Juniper.
The satyr.
It was rumored that she once frolicked in these very woods.
Do you think she ever did?
Well, who can say? She might be here now, too shy to say anything to us humans.
Piper pulls out her pipes.
Minor illusion. Harp.
What?
Cast minor illusion. Harp.
What key?
Piper holds up her pipes.
Right. Of course. Then we started to play together. Her with her pipes, me with my minor illusion.
Oh, how wonderful. I would have loved to have heard that.
I will always remember that walk through the trees and the sound of her pipes, playfully tickling parts of me I hadn't felt in years. A playful tune that harkens back to a time I barely remember amongst the Fae.
The Fae, Mr. Anaax? The Fae?
What about them?
Mr. Anaax, you're having me on. Did you at least see Juniper?
To this day, I don't rightly know. I would see something out of the corner of my eye, but when I'd look, there would be nothing there. And at times I could swear that there was a harmony being played. But I can't say for certain. There is only one who would know, and she, as she has wont to do, wasn't talking. I never would have thought to weave more than one minor illusion while playing.
I wasn't weaving any illusions. That was all you.
But the harmony, the rustling in the bushes.
Someone's coming. Hide.
I don't know why we did. We had every right to be in that wood, and yet we hid among the bushes anyway, like a couple of delinquent children.
I heard music. I mean, I could have sworn I did.
How could you hear anything above your own ego?
Oh, you are funny. You should become a minstrel or what's the one that tells jokes? A jester?
A fool.
Yeah, a fool. You should be a fool.
She said that straight to me, I'm sure of it.
I feel like someone else should have that moniker.
Oh, hey now. I was doing my best impression of charming.
That's your impression of charming.
Oh, I'm just warming up. Look, I'm no Tom Marilyn or...
Anaax Passion.
The purple guy? Oh, he's no real bard.
Don't even think about it.
I would have fought him right there and then, and I would have won.
You would lose.
Handily.
Easily.
We should keep moving. Vance, whatever you're about to...
Altaz, I love you. I have always loved you.
Say...
She was too
late. Captain Vance.
Ned, please.
Ned. I care for you. I really do.
But
I cannot disobey the Queen.
I see. And how certain are...
Quite.
I'm sorry. I've taken up far too much of your time. I must see to... I must go.
Then go.
I shan't bother you again.
Then he left.
That was cruel.
I'm sorry. Had we known...
Had we known, you both would have been pulled in for interrogation, spying on two of the highest-ranking officials in the keep.
We weren't spying.
Well, I was.
That's when the plot thickened. Later that night, the king and the queen were within their own bedchambers.
Scene 10, the keep. King August is pacing in his bedchambers.
Kill Vespilio? Gus, are you certain of this course of action?
Yes, I am certain.
But this could start a war.
Or end one before it started.
What do you know that I don't? Fine. At least tell me what you know of this intelligence you dismissed and why neither I nor the captain of the King's Guard was aware of it.
Vespilio sent word that there are rumors of an attack against Carsus.
And you didn't tell me?
We have more pressing concerns.
I think an attack against Carsus is the most pressing concern.
Caitlin, you need to trust me in this. They are saying that this is a ruse, and that I am the true target. I need to keep us safe.
They.
Yes, my love.
It's getting worse.
No. They wouldn't lie to me.
Gus.
Not about this.
Gus, what did the physics say?
I can't trust the physic, Kate.
Why?
He knows.
No, what he knows is not true. You know that, right?
So you say.
Why do you want to hurt me?
I don't want to hurt. I am sorry.
Gus. Gus, look at me. Look me in the eye. This is your child. Yours. Yours alone. I love you.
I love you too. But I don't know that the child is mine. I feel like I should feel it. And they tell me it's not.
Whatever they tell you is a lie.
You don't know!
I do, Gus!
No, we aren't safe. Not here. Not...
He hears things that no one else does.
They are coming. I can hear them, Kate. They are coming for me. They are coming to kill me!
No one is coming, Gus. No one. Shh, shh, shh. Look, we are safe. This is just an episode. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here, and no one is coming. Shh.
Captain Vance enters and stops when he sees the Queen put a finger to her lips.
Majesty.
Henceforth, Captain, you are to stay out inside of our chambers at night whenever possible. And if not you, someone you trust to keep a secret.
Of course, Your Majesty.
I'm afraid my husband may try and kill me whilst I sleep.
I'm scared, Kate. I'm so scared.
It's all right. I'm here. Shh. I'll be always here. No one is coming.
That last statement was true. No one was coming because Vespilio was already there. The next morning, the king made his way to a place deep inside the bowels of the keep, meeting with someone he thought could help him.
Scene 11, the Physic. The king is with a Physic who remains tucked in shadows.
You should have come to a Physic sooner with this information, Majesty.
I was worried about the implications. But after last night...
I see. And why not your own Physic, if I may be so bold?
You may not.
Of course. Forgive me.
The Master Steward said that I could trust you above all else.
Did he? Well, I must thank him for his kind words. Take this potion once every 3 days. It will stave off the voices and hallucinations. The first day, you will be strong of mind and feel as if nothing is wrong at all. The second day, less so. The third, you will succumb to your degeneration. I suggest you do not make any decisions on the third day. I can do nothing but slow what is happening to your mind.
Why not have a potion every day, or every other day?
Because you will poison yourself. You will die a slow, painful death, and your mind will be ever alert throughout the entire ordeal. Now, this is the best course of action for you. This will prolong your mind and body.
August drinks the potion.
That was pleasant. So, tell me, Graham, how long do I have?
A good 4 cycles.
And how many bad ones?
All of them.
Scene 12, off the beaten path. Farnham is chasing after his apprentice as Grace enters, bag slung over her shoulder.
No! Get back here, you little absolute... Oh, hello, lass. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for Mr. Anaax Passion.
Oh, I see. You're one of his, well, that is to say, you're one of his,
Lovers?
I was gonna say,
What? What were you going to say?
Well, I was gonna say, would you like a drink? Perhaps some food? We have potatoes. I mean, you know what they say, boil them, mash them, put them in a stew.
And hope there's enough for me and you.
I didn't know there was more to that.
Most people don't.
I learn something new every day. Mr. Anaax ain't here, Miss,
Grace.
Grace. He's out with,
With?
Well, he's out with,
You really must like to stop in the middle of sentences.
Do I? Oh, I've never,
See?
Well, I guess I does. I do. I mean, I does do. What is it you need from our Anaax then? Not this, any of my,
Right.
Right, it's none of my,
Business?
You took the words right out of my,
Mouth?
Something like that, yeah.
I came to hear Anaax sing for the festivities this evening.
Good thing you came early before the festivities began. We'd be packed then. But,
You're doing it again.
I'm sorry, it's just Mr. Anaax isn't performing anymore. Not since he lost his lute.
Lost his lute during the biggest celebration of the cycle? Oh wow, he must be devastated. He loves that instrument.
He did. He does. He do. We can tell the stories, however. I mean, sometimes, you know, he sings along with the piper. She scares me.
You're scared of a piper?
She's just not any other piper.
I'll take your word for it.
I don't know how long he'll be, but, you can have a seat.
You're very kind, thank you.
So, where are you from? I hear a bit of an accent in there, yeah?
Oh, I'm from here, I'm afraid. Although my mother came from Camor.
Barkeep, I need food and drink for...
Master Vespilio!
Do I know you?
Yes! I mean, no. Yes. Well, I had the opportunity to meet you some years ago at your estate. You see, I delivered a batch of ginger scald to you, and you said that it was the best ginger scald that you had ever tasted. You were so kind that day. Oh, I had a feather in my cap for the entire week. I don't wear a cap, but if I did, it'd be the largest panache that you had ever seen.
I recall you now. Yes, your scald was indeed the best. I've been to Camor several times since, and have yet to best it.
Oh, the young lady is from Camor, aren't you?
No, my mother.
What part of Camor?
Oh, I'm sure you wouldn't know.
Mistress Avalon asked you a question.
Millfalls.
Ah, minor nobles then, I see.
Oh, we are far beneath your notice, sir.
No one is beneath my notice, young lady.
Then you wouldn't know the gentleman bastards, would you?
Carter, that is more than enough.
I beg your pardon. You are quite right, mistress. I have overstepped.
Come, join us.
We would be honored if you joined us.
Really, mistress?
Oh, hush. I won't hear any of it. Barkeep, forgive me, your name?
Farnham, mistress.
Farnham, would you be so kind as to furnish us with your finest spread?
Coming right up.
I will walk the perimeter.
Captain Carter exits.
What's gotten into him?
I don't know.
That's when the explosion occurred.
An explosion?
Yes, it's a large fireball that...
Well, I know what an explosion is. What happened?
I was just about to tell you when you interrupt with, what? An explosion?
Well, can you blame me?
Well, quite frankly, Miss Gilly, yes.
Just tell me.
Let me out and I'll finish the story.
Finish the story and I will put a key within reach.
Deal.
I'm not finished. And a kiss.
Excuse me?
You heard me. A kiss. And mean it.
Gilly runs her tongue against her tooth. Scene 13. Karsus Town Square. Anaax and the Piper are picking themselves off the ground.
Are you all right? I can barely hear myself.
You'll be fine. The ringing will go away eventually. If not, find a cleric.
Do you know that an anagram for cleric is circle? Circle. I say, there's a joke in there somewhere.
Do you really think that this is the time for... We need a cleric.
I know. Cleric has a nice ring to it. Cleric, circle, ring. That's the joke. I knew I'd find it.
No, we need a cleric.
The piper rushes over to a badly burned Captain Carter.
Vespilio!
Anaax touches Carter. A moment of confusion clouds his face, and he passes out.
What was that?
Just a little trick, I know. He's stable, but he's been hit bad. What was he saying?
I don't know, but if we don't get him help soon, he will likely die.
Let's take him to the keep. There is someone there I know that will... might look after him.
The piper starts to move her hands and whispers,
Augifico.
Anaax starts to grow in size.
Whoa. Why am I getting big? Well, that's not the first time that I've said that around you.
Not the time.
Are you saying we'll have time later?
Keep it up.
Isn't that your job? Come on, you have to admit that was funny.
Captain Carter moans.
Good idea, stranger. Let's get you to the keep. I wonder if I'm bigger everywhere.
Anaax and the piper realize that there is far more carnage around them than they initially realized.
Harold, we've got to go to the keep.
Scene 14, the keep. Queen Caitlin is humming a wordless tune as she looks over documents. Something catches her eye.
No. Altaz! Altaz!
A bright flash of light is seen out her window, and a moment later the sound of the explosion. After a moment, the door bursts open and Captain Vance enters.
Your Majesty, we must go to shelter.
Where is Altaz?
She was with me, safe. Now please, we must leave.
Where's Gus?
I don't know. We have the guard looking for him.
Gus!
Majesty, you are with child. We must get you to the dungeons for safety. Trust me.
All right.
The Queen heads toward the door when Vance stops her.
No. We mustn't be seen this way.
Vance touches a stone and the fireplace opens.
How did...
No time. Let's go.
They descend into darkness. Scene 14B, the keep. Anaax and the piper make their way through the secret back halls of the keep.
I shouldn't be showing you this, now that I know that you are a spy.
Well, at least you know I'm a spy for all the right reasons. That spell is going to wear off any time now.
Too late.
Oh.
Anaax is under a pile of Captain Carter.
Here, let me give you a hand.
Why didn't you tell me you were a multi-class?
Because.
Well, good point. Someone's coming.
The piper's hands start to glow with power as Anaax draws his rapier.
Do you actually know how to use that thing?
I play it as well as I do my lute.
Altaz enters.
Careful, Piper. I'm not in the mood to be trifled with. What are you doing here?
We could say the same thing. Also, that was very cliché.
We are trying to save this man's life.
By bringing him to the Master Steward.
What would you suggest?
Not that. There's a mole somewhere within the keep. Trust no one.
No one but you.
You know where my loyalties lie, Piper. The Crown and Stormwind are my top priorities.
And Vance?
I don't know how King Anduin found out.
You have to make a choice. It's either Vance or Stormwind. You can't have both.
I know. You can report that the king will have my answer soon.
Fair enough.
Just be careful with the steward. I'm off to join Vance and the queen.
Altaz exits.
You knew the captain and Altaz would be in that wood, didn't you? That's why you took us there.
I had intel that they might be there. Yeah.
You really are something else, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, I am.
The steward's quarters in just the other side of this wall. I'll go in and make sure the coast is clear.
Anaax presses something. There's the sound of stone on stone as a door swings open. As they enter, it closes silently behind them.
Make sure the door is locked. I'll get the sheets off the bed and to use a makeshift stretcher.
Piper makes her way to the door as Anaax starts to strip the bed. The door bursts open to a shocked steward.
You! What are you doing here?
Hello, steward.
Guards!
Piper's hands fly out in front of her, casting hold person.
Luckily, the chaos in the halls will likely cover his calling out. He can't speak much above more than a whisper, so we should be safe.
Was you this whole time?
Aye, it was. Can you blame us? It was a very comfy bed.
And is this your whore?
Listen here.
Yes, it's been us the whole time soiling your bed. I'm glad you caught us.
You and your kind are no better than dogs.
My kind?
Yes, your kind.
Piper slaps the steward hard across the face.
Is that the best you can do, witch? Don't think that I don't know you. You are the Stormwind Piper.
Shit.
Henceforth, you will both be banished from these very halls, and if you ever return, I will see to it that you are beheaded so you will never be able to play your precious pipes again.
I swear, I am going to shove my pipes so far up your...
Altaz! Altaz is from Stormwind. The explosion is your doing. You are starting a war.
That's when the Piper gave the prone steward a right cross that knocked him out.
Whoa. That was... Whoa.
Why did you tell him that we were sleeping together?
I was saving the life of his servant who I was sleeping with.
And why not just tell him about the man behind the wall?
Because he came back to his room alone with no guards during a national emergency.
So?
Think about it. He would never come back here alone. He should be with the king, the queen, or the guards, not alone. That man is a coward. Yet he was coming back for something, and it's something that he didn't want anyone to know about.
I suppose you're right. But we need to leave.
Scene 15, the dungeons. Captain Vance, Queen Caitlin, and Altaz are in the relatively safety of the dungeons.
Oh, stop pacing, Vance.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I can't help it.
Why don't you do what you want to do?
Majesty.
Altaz is right there. Go be with her.
I'm not sure what you...
You're adorable. Altaz, I know you have feelings for Captain Vance.
I would never disobey you,
I know you would never, but I'm here to say it's all right. I'll talk to Gus.
But he would have to leave the King's Guard.
Well, that's for him to decide, not you.
I would, leave for you.
I think I'll take my leave over to that side.
She hums a wordless tune as she leaves the two lovers be.
This is not how I imagined this in a dungeon protecting the queen, but...
Why does everyone know but me?
Know what?
Me, Piper, Anaax.
The bard?
Even King Anduin knows. Everyone knows how much I care about you.
I don't know how much you care, but I would really like to.
And I have to choose. I have to choose between you and Stormwind.
I see. Well, you don't have to choose, then. I understand. It wouldn't be fair for me to make you choose anyways. I'm sorry. I wish things were different.
They're not.
I know.
Ned, choose you.
What?
She said she chooses you.
Why? How? What changed?
The Queen's blessing. That's what has always been holding me back.
Oh, had I known, I would have given you my blessing sooner. As soon as all of this is settled, we will make sure that it all works out.
Majesty, thank you.
You're ever so welcome. We cannot dictate where and when love will strike. It just does. Oh, you can try and fight it, but you'd have more luck grappling with lightning.
Your Majesty, if were it not possible, I would say you inspire even more loyalty in this humble servant.
Save the flowery words for your love. I'm just worried about mine. Captain Vance, I want you to take these back halls and find the king.
But
Go. Altaz is more than capable enough of looking after my welfare.
With that, Altaz's hands started to glow. Scene 16. Outside, off the beaten path tavern. Vespilio, Avalon, and Farnham are taking stock of the damage in the square.
By the gods! I knew this would happen. Damn that man!
Visp, it was several fireballs that went off at once.
That isn't possible.
There were either a few high-level wizards casting simultaneously from a diameter of at least 300 feet.
Or this was a trap set up by an individual with the backing of a nation.
Either answer indicates a coordination that goes far beyond anything that we anticipated.
There are 14 dead and 30 or more wounded.
Still no sign of Carter?
None.
He would check in if you were all right.
Unless...
Don't even think it.
Where is the girl?
Ava.
She was in rough shape. I sent her back to the keep.
She didn't seem injured.
She complained of a head pain. One look at her eyes told me she was concussed.
I see. I was hoping for more hands.
You'll have to do with yours. I suspect we are off to the keep.
As Vespilio and Avalon made their way to the keep, I,
You mean
along with the
Harold?
piper... Yes, I thought that was self-evident.
Well, don't get snarky with me. There's a key on the line.
Well, look who's come into some power. Don't let it get to your head.
You were saying?
I was saying that I, with the help of Harold, carried the unconscious Captain Carter through the keep's secret passageways.
Scene 17. Secret passageways.
Someone is coming.
Wrong. Someone is here. Anaax.
Captain Vance, a pleasure to see you.
And what have you there?
A gravely wounded man. He looked official, so we brought him here.
Through the back halls of the keep?
Yes.
Captain, if I may...
And who are you?
I'm Harold, the bard.
The one that wanders around time and worlds?
No, that's Matthias.
Then I have no idea what you're talking about.
This man is about to die. The steward is an idiot and is threatening us with banishment because he thinks we have something to do with the explosion. And...
Well, do you?
No. But he thinks Advisor Altaz has something to do with it.
Altaz, no, she has nothing to do with this.
We know.
No.
Wait. That man is in Vespilio colors.
Well, you knew that, didn't you?
A little.
He needs to go to the dungeon. We will see to his wounds there.
So the rumors are true.
About?
The falling out between Vespilio and the king.
That is none of your concern. I must find the king. Now, take the man the way I came. Follow the key carvings on the base of the walls that will take you to the dungeons. And I swear, if you are lying, the steward's plans for you will be considered kind. Now go.
And so we did. Down and down we went until we found a door to the dungeon.
This looks to be it.
Now look for a lever to the right of the door.
Nothing.
Well, it's got to be there.
Well, it's not.
Try the left side.
The door opened silently.
I can see bars. That's it.
The two carried Captain Carter out of the passageways.
Anaax, the door is closing.
And directly into a locked jail cell. Scene 18, the Keep. Vespilio and Avalon have made their way to the Keep. Grace greets them.
Master Steward was detained, but he sent word to let the guards let you pass. This is a difficult time. For the Keep, and...
Master Vespilio.
Master Steward.
Apologies. I was detained. Mistress Avalon, I presume?
Indeed, I have heard so much about you.
The steward shifts uncomfortably.
How are you feeling, Grace?
Better, thank you.
You know each other?
We met a while ago, fortuitously.
I see. Grace, since you are pretending to be above your station, for the moment you are now a page. Send word to the king that Master Vespilio and I will be meeting in the Royal Library. Send for Advisor Altaz and Captain Vance to meet us there at their earliest convenience.
But, Master Steward, the king...
is in his private chambers. Be on your way.
Of course, Master Steward.
Grace exits.
Do not be hard on the girl, Master Steward. She's been through a lot.
Haven't we all?
The steward was true to his word. The king was in his private chambers. She arrived at the same time as a disheveled Captain Vance.
Captain Vance, I'm to tell the king that Vespilio and the steward are soon to be met in the Royal Library.
Why am I the last to know everything?
I'm also to find Advisor Altaz and tell her to attend.
Altaz?
Where can I find her?
No, I'll bring word to her. She is safe with the queen.
Shall I?
No, you have done your job well, Paige.
Oh, only for the moment. I wouldn't dare.
Looking Grace in the eye.
I know you wouldn't. Now go. I must speak with the king.
Grace exits as Captain Vance enters the king's chambers.
In the meantime, Harold and I were in a dungeon cell with no real recourse.
Scene 19, the dungeon. Anaax, Piper, and Captain Carter are locked in the dungeon.
I guess that's why the lever was on the left.
Did you just figure that out now?
No, I figured it out a while ago. I'm just voicing it now. I have to hand it to the captain. I did not think him savvy enough to lay a trap for us.
Should have done an insight check.
I did. My own assumptions had me at a disadvantage, it seems. Harold, since we are alone, well, mostly alone, that spark you mentioned, it hasn't blossomed into a fire, has it?
Why do you ask?
Because when I imagine what a life would be without you moving forward,
Anaax.
Hear me out. I love you. I have never loved anyone before. Not really, not wholly, not truly. Not until you. You're not talking. This is usually where the other person would talk.
What do you want me to say, Anaax?
Just tell me that I'm not in this alone. Tell me that you feel something too.
I do feel something, Anaax. I care about you. Really, I do.
But I'm in this alone.
I feel for you as much as it is possible for me to feel. I can't give you more than that right now.
Right now. Then I am willing to wait. As long as it takes.
What if it takes forever?
Well, some waits are worth it.
I make no promises.
Captain Carter moans.
Oh, he's coming too.
Piper whispers something under her breath.
It's very hurty in here.
You are full of surprises.
It's a spell called Suppress Pain. It kind of works like milk of the poppy.
So he's
Stoned, yeah.
You are a very pretty man.
Oh, thank you. You aren't bad yourself. On the right side, the left side's a bit crispy.
Anaax!
Anaax. That's a pretty name. A pretty name for a pretty man.
I'm really starting to like this guy.
Oh, what's your name?
Do they only hire attractive people here?
What is your name?
His name is Captain Aramis Carter.
Queen Caitlin and Altaz enter.
Altaz!
Queen Caitlin?
And how in the name of Stormwind did you get in there?
Captain Vance, he's quite the strategic mind.
That he is.
Oh. Oh!
Oh, now you use your insight. That one was obvious. Her whole face lit up at the mention of him.
Right.
Yup, I'm in heaven. Everyone is far too pretty.
Yeah.
You poor man. Let's get him to the king's physic. Wait, if he's here, then Vespilio must be as well. Oh no. Oh no!
What is it, Majesty?
Gus is going to kill Vespilio.
Scene 20. The King's Chambers.
Are you sure that's wise?
Why not? He ordered the explosion of our town square.
Is this something we know for sure?
I know. I have my intelligence.
With all due respect.
Do not question me, Captain Vance.
Of course, Your Majesty.
The Master Steward is to poison the wine. All you need to do is to make sure that it all goes to plan. It will be painless. Of that, I am sure.
Of course, Your Majesty.
You are dismissed.
Majesty.
What?
The Master Steward believes Advisor Altaz to be responsible for the explosions.
Why would he believe such a thing?
I know not, but I do know that she had nothing to do with the event.
Noted. Now, see that my plan goes off without a hitch.
Scene 21. Outside the Royal Library. Altaz arrives with Grace and meets up with Captain Vance just outside of the library.
Thank you, Grace.
Be careful, advisor. I don't trust this at all.
I'll be in there with her. Grace, don't worry.
Grace, the Queen wishes you to escort Mistress Alvalon to her chambers, please.
As you wish.
Grace
Louisa.
exits.
Louisa, the King has...
Never told me that before.
I know. I thought it was about time I did.
I know what the King is planning.
Then you know I have to stop it.
I know. The Queen wants you to stop it too.
Are we teaming up? Should we become an adventuring duo?
That actually sounds exciting.
Let's go.
Altaz and Captain Vance enter.
It has been far too long. Ah, we have company.
Altaz of Stormwind, so kind of you to join us.
Scene 22. Off the beaten path. Farnham is directing traffic as the inn has become a triage center.
Right, you two say to the wounded over there, ma'am, if you could just walk, you are in better shape than the vast majority of the people here. Now, you get away from there, you! Shut, no! What is that? I swear this is a disaster for Mum's sake. I swear, if I ever get my hands on it, Mum forsaken.
Nonnel hands Farnham a shoulder bag.
Oh, well, I know what this is. I'll be sure to it.
Nonnel gestures to look inside the bag.
Well, I'll be an absolute fuckwit. Good work, Nonnel.
Scene 23. The Royal Chambers. Captain Carter is in Queen Caitlin's care. Piper is there as well.
Mistress Avalon, I believe you know this man.
Captain Carter?
He was gravely wounded during the explosion.
Anaax, Passion, and I brought him to the keep when we saw how badly he was wounded.
Anaax Passion.
A bard.
Who says bards are useless?
Literally everyone.
This is Piper, a bard.
You have our thanks.
There's more. Captain Carter is starting to feel the effects of Piper's spell wear off. He will soon be in great pain. I've already sent for a physic, but they are all in town with the injured.
What can we do?
Milk of the poppy, but that's about it.
He will only speak to either you or Master Vespilio, no one else. He's made that very clear.
Carter? It is I, Mistress Ava.
Mistress?
Tell me, Carter.
I'm sorry.
Carter, what are you sorry for?
My fault.
There is a pounding at the door.
Not now!
My apologies, Majesty, but Anaax Passion needs the Piper. He says it's urgent.
Carter's heart starts to race. His breathing comes quickly.
He's having a fit. I don't know what to do.
Piper, go!
Piper exits.
Grace, find a physic, any physic.
I will have to go to town.
Then just go!
It's all right, Carter. I know what you did. Just tell me why. Why did you do it?
Carter can barely speak.
What do you mean, amulet?
Captain Carter whispers something into Mistress Avalon's ear.
By the gods, no.
Scene 24, outside the keep. Anaax is waiting for the Piper.
It took you long enough. We have to go.
Why?
Altaz is in with the steward, Vespilio, and the captain of the King's Guard. Something is seriously wrong here. We have to leave, and leave now.
No.
What?
I won't leave Altaz.
You barely know her.
Well, I barely know you.
I admit that you and I have not known each other for long, but that doesn't mean that we...
You don't get it, do you, Anaax? I love your company, but I can't be with you, not in the way that you want.
I don't care if you are with me or not. I care that you live through this day. So many of us have died. I don't want you to die too. Not when I've just found you. In fact, I've never wanted someone to not die so much in my entire existence. So please, let's get out of here together. Just so I know you're safe. Please.
No.
If you go back in there...
What, Anaax, what?
I can't go back in with you.
Then don't.
Don't you see? I love you.
Don't you see? I can't love you. No matter how hard you try, I can't be what you want. Don't force me.
As if I could. I'll make you a deal. Don't come with me. But don't go in.
What?
Go to the King's Wood.
But
you will be safe there.
And with that, Anaax turned and left, resisting the urge to turn back around. Scene 23, the Royal Library.
The king wanted me to try and renew our friendship, Vespilio.
To what end?
To see if you can listen to reason.
Then why have his captain of the guard here?
That is to see to my safety, Vespilio.
This insult is not the way to win me over. And what of her?
She is here at my behest.
I have reason to believe that Altaz of Stormwind is the one behind the explosion in the square today.
That is utterly ridiculous.
Is it? I found your Stormwind bard in my chambers with that traveling minstrel.
Matthias?
Anaax, stealing secrets.
Piper would have stole nothing.
Oh, you admit that she was there?
not deny that you saw her.
This is getting ridiculous. I will not be part of some petty intrigues.
I am not finished. These plans were found in your quarters. 7 fireballs go off simultaneously from the reading of one scroll.
What?
This is a lie.
Is it?
It was you?
No, it wasn't, I swear.
Look, there has to be some sort of explanation.
Captain, arrest Advisor Altaz of Stormwind.
I'm sure there must be some explanation, Master Seward.
You did this, didn't you?
Me?
Master Vespilio, the Master Steward, was sent to kill you by the king, but I was sent here to stop him, because we have the Queen's backing. But now it all makes sense. It was he who planted the explosion, who planted the plans in Altaz's room. Master Steward, I charge you with murder of innocent lives in the explosion in the square. You will be held until your public trial, and let's face it, probably hanging, if not beheaded.
But you have one problem with your theory.
And what's that?
I didn't do it, and I am no murderer.
But I am.
A knife digs deep into Captain Vance. Altaz, summoning all of the magic she can possibly control, throws her hands out in front of her to no effect.
No magic allowed in the royal libraries.
It's as if she didn't think this thought through.
Run!
Help! We need a physic! Captain Vance has been attacked! Help!
You had best listen to the man's dying wish. Run!
So Altaz ran. She ran as fast as her legs would take her.
Are you flirting with me?
Do you think I would come all the way from Stormwind just to flirt with the captain of the King's Guard?
Well, yeah.
You think too much of yourself.
I heard music. I could have sworn I did.
How could you hear anything above your own ego?
Well, you are funny. Well, you should become a minstrel, or what's the one that tells jokes? A jester?
A fool.
I see. Well, you don't have to choose then, I understand. It wouldn't be fair of me to make you choose. I'm sorry. I wish things were different.
But they are not.
I know.
Ned, I choose you.
Louisa, the king has...
You've never called me that before.
I know. I thought it was about time I did.
Ned, I choose you.
Surely the Queen would have... She would have...
Gilly, sweet young Gilly. She did, which is why Altaz was banished from Karsus. It was the Master Steward's word as well as the word of the King's own sworn enemy against hers.
This was all planned, wasn't it?
Yes.
Master Steward and Vespilio never had a falling out.
No. They had plans to usurp the throne well in advance of the king's illness. But it was the illness that allowed them to position themselves closer to the throne without actually taking it. Well, until Vespilio took it.
But they got away with it. The steward, Vespilio, Avalon.
Sort of. The steward died soon after. Some say it was Altaz who came back and did it herself.
And was it?
Who knows? But the Piper was true to her word.
What do you mean?
A few months later, the master steward passed away. The king insisted that he be buried with full honors. During his funeral, as the high priest spoke of the steward's love and dedication to the king, we all know that to be a farce, don't we? Anyway, as the high priest spoke of the steward's love and dedication to the king, a lone and ghostly, muffled note came from the casket. Everyone thought it was a sign from the heavens above. But I knew differently. For if you recall, on the day that we were banished from the castle, the piper told the steward where she would one day stick her pipes. And she did. The gas build-up in the corpse did the rest. And then she was gone. Never heard from again.
That was the best story ever, Mr. Anaax. Now about that kiss.
Gilly kisses Anaax passionately.
Wow. Thank you.
The key?
Oh, right there on the bars.
Thank you.
Oh, one more thing, Mr. Anaax. If it wasn't the steward or Vespilio that set off the explosion, who was it?
Scene 25, the road. Grace is sitting on the back of a cart as Dockside comes into view.
I'm sorry to hear about your ma and pa. That's real tragic, like.
Looking the stranger in the eye.
Losing them was the hardest thing I've ever experienced.
Yeah. Oh, heck. You're gonna make me cry.
Grace fingers her amulet.
You gonna be okay?
I'll be just fine.
I was a guest of the former king right before he died, a young and up-and-coming bard full of peace and full of pride. While there I met a piper, the best I'd ever seen. They all called her Herald, a name fit for a queen. She played the pipes magically, it would take your breath away. Within 3 notes you'd fall in love like I did on that day. Now the king had a steward, and he was no fan of bards. He looked at us with more disdain than all the castle guards. He caught the 2 of us under the sheets of his own bed. With anger he swore if we returned he'd have our heads. Now Harold was not the type who took things lightly from his kind. She claimed she would return and stick her pipes up his behind. The months they passed, but Harold was not likely to forget. She always followed through on every veiled threat. She played the pipes magically, it took my breath away. The strength she had made me fall in love more and more and more each day. The steward died and many cried as they laid him in the ground. But as the high priest eulogized, everybody heard the sound. It had a familiar tone as if a certain pipe was blown. Harold laughed as the steward's gas let out one final moan. She played the pipes magically, even dead you'd hear them play. Don't scorn the piper is what I learned when I think about that day. She played the pipes magically, it would take your breath away. Within 3 notes you'd fall in love like I did on that day.
Scene 26, post-bow scene. 40 years later, the Rough Ride Tavern. Anaax is returning to his guest room after a disheartening set.
That was terrible.
Anaax is startled, and even though he recognizes the voice, he doesn't turn around.
What are you doing here? I don't want you to see me like this.
I don't want to see you like this either.
You didn't answer me. Why are you here?
I have a gift for you.
A gift? You're not the gift-giving type.
I'm just full of surprises.
You were the first person I ever loved, you know?
Was I? Or was I just the first person you couldn't conquer? I loved you too, in my own way.
You left me.
I had to find Altad. She was hurting.
And I wasn't? You just disappeared. Right after I told you I loved you, you just disappeared. I mourned you. The loss of you.
Anaax, no one has ever had me. Not even you. I told you all those years ago I was different. I'm sorry if that hurts, but it's true. I didn't expect it to be like this for you. I heard you were a great hero. You fighting evil with some friends.
Yeah, well, after the companions thing kind of went downhill.
I'm sorry. Truly. I should go. If you ever find that spark within you again, I miss it. And yes, I miss you too. But if you find it, I'll be at Stormwind.
Piper exits. Anaax turns to find a box on his straw cot. He reads the attached card.
You've not aged a day. Harold.
He opens the box.
Well, I'll be...
Anaax picks up his new loot. Curtain.
Hello, folks. My name is Story Doctor. I am the playwright of Stories of Arlyrus, Anaax and the Piper. I will give my actors a few minutes break, and then we'll come back and we'll answer some questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I am here for you. Hope you enjoyed Stories of Arlyrus, Anaax and the Piper. For those pathologists out there, our Off the Beaten Path superfans, you'll have recognized a lot of Easter eggs in that. You may want to go back and watch it again over the next 48 hours on YouTube to get all of the nice little nuggets of Easter eggs that I put in there. Thank you all to an incredible cast. We will introduce ourselves afterwards. We'll take a quick break. I won't take a break because I've been doing nothing other than staring at a giant screen. So if you have any questions, there's a Q&A, and I will gladly answer them. That was amazing. Well, I'll just pat myself on the back for that one. You're welcome.